Part 5, the Union, Articles 52 to 151, explained, UPSC Polity video. Who actually runs the Union Government of India, the President or the Prime Minister? Let's decode Part 5 in under a minute. Part 5 of the Indian Constitution, Articles 52 to 151, deals with the Union Government. It explains the structure, powers, and functions of the Union Executive, Parliament, and key constitutional officers. Article 52 provides for the President of India, the nominal executive head. However, under Article 74, the President acts on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. Part 5 also covers Vice President, Articles 63 to 71, Prime Minister and Council of Ministers, Articles 74 to 75. Attorney General of India, Article 76. Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, Articles 79 to 122. Comptroller and Auditor General, Articles 148 to 151. An important amendment is the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, 1976, which made the President bound by the advice of the Council of Ministers. Later, the 44th Amendment Act, 1978, allowed the President to once return the advice for reconsideration.
Article 52. The President of India, India. Article 52 provides that there shall be a President of India. The President is the constitutional head of India. Represents the unity and integrity of the nation. All executive actions are taken in the President's name. Elected indirectly, ensuring democratic governance. Unity through Constitution, India.
Article 53. Executive power of India, India. Article 53 states that the executive power of the Union is vested in the President. All executive actions are taken in the name of the President. The President exercises power through the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. The President is the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. Powers are exercised according to the Constitution and law. Power with responsibility, India. Follow in
Article 54. How India elects its President, India. Article 54 explains how the President of India is elected. The President is elected by an electoral college, not by direct public voting. Elected MPs of Parliament and elected MLAs of states and union territories. Votes are weighted to maintain balance between centre and states. Ensures federal balance and democratic representation. Democracy in action, India.
Article 55. How India conducts presidential elections, India. Article 55 explains the detailed procedure for electing the President. Election is by proportional representation through the single transferable vote. Includes elected MPs and MLAs of states and union territories. Votes of MPs and MLAs have different values to ensure balance. Designed to maintain federal balance and equal representation. Fair elections, strong democracy, India. Article 56, President's term explained, India. Article 56, President's term explained, India. The President holds office for 5 years from the date of entering office. The President holds office for 5 years from the date of entering office. The President may resign by writing to the Vice President. The President continues in office until the successor takes charge. Continuity at the top, India.
Article 57. Can the President be re-elected? India. Article 57 states that the President is eligible for re-election. There is no limit on the number of times a person can be President. Re-election depends on the Electoral College's decision. Allows experienced leaders to continue serving. Ensures continuity and stability in leadership. Leadership through Choice India. Follow and subscribe.
Article 58. Who can become President of India? India. Article 58 lays down the qualifications required to become the President of India. The person must be a citizen of India. Must be 35 years or above. Must be qualified to be elected as a member of the Lok Sabha. Should not hold any office of profit under the government. Eligibility shapes leadership India.
Article 59. Rules for the President's Office India. Article 59 lays down the conditions of the President's office. The President cannot hold any other office of profit. The President is entitled to use Rashtrapati Bhavan. Salary and allowances are decided by Parliament. Salary and privileges cannot be reduced during the term. Dignity of the highest office India. Article 60. President's Oath explained India. Article 60 talks about the oath or affirmation taken by the President before entering office. The oath must be taken before assuming duties. The oath is administered by the Chief Justice of India, or senior-most judge if CJI is absent. The President promises to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. Commits to serving the people with faith and integrity. Oath to the Constitution India.
Article 61. Can the President be removed? India. Article 61 explains the procedure to remove the President of India. The President can be impeached for violation of the Constitution. Impeachment can be initiated by either House of Parliament. A two-thirds majority of total members is required. Ensures accountability of the highest office. No one is above the Constitution India.
Article 62 Vacancy in the Office of the President India. Article 62 deals with vacancy in the office of the President. Vacancy may occur due to death, resignation, removal, or expiry of term. A new President must be elected within 6 months. The Vice President acts as President until a new one is elected. Ensures there is no constitutional break in leadership. Continuity is democracy India.
Article 63 The Vice President of India. Article 63 provides that there shall be a Vice President of India. The Vice President is the second highest constitutional authority. Acts as a bridge between the President and Parliament. Serves as the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Steps in when the President's office is vacant. Support that sustains democracy India.
Article 64 Vice President is ex officio Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Article 64 states that the Vice President shall be the ex officio Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Ex officio means by virtue of holding another office. Presides over Rajya Sabha proceedings and maintains order. Does not vote except in case of a tie. Ensures smooth and unbiased functioning of the House. Order in debate, strength in democracy India. Article 65 Vice President acting as President. Article 65 explains when the Vice President acts as the President of India. The Vice President acts as President during vacancy or absence of the President. While acting, the Vice President enjoys all powers and functions of the President. During this period, he does not function as Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Ensures no gap in governance at the highest level. Continuity at the top India.
Article 66. How the Vice President of India is elected India. Article 66 of the Indian Constitution explains the method of electing the Vice President of India. It ensures a democratic and constitutional process for choosing the second highest office in the country. This electoral college consists of elected members of Lok Sabha, elected members of Rajya Sabha. Nominated members of Parliament are also included. The election is conducted using proportional representation, single transferable vote, secret ballot. This system ensures fairness and accurate representation. The election is conducted using proportional representation, single transferable vote, secret ballot. This system ensures fairness and accurate representation. Since the Vice President is the chairman of Rajya Sabha, this method ensures neutrality, parliamentary balance, independence from state politics. Democracy works through Parliament India.
Article 67, Vice President's term explained India. Article 67 explains the term, resignation, and removal of the Vice President of India. Article 67 explains the term, resignation, and removal of the Vice President of India. The Vice President may resign by writing to the President of India. He can be removed by a resolution of the Rajya Sabha, agreed to by the Lok Sabha. The Vice President continues in office until a successor takes charge.
Article 68, Election of Vice President explained India. Article 68 deals with when elections must be held to fill a vacancy in the office of the Vice President. An election must be held before the expiry of the Vice President's term. If the office becomes vacant due to death, resignation, or removal, the election must be held as soon as possible. Until the new Vice President is elected, the office does not remain vacant, the constitutional system continues smoothly. Ensures no constitutional gap in the office of the Vice President. No vacancy, only continuity India.
Article 69. Vice President's Oath India. Article 69 explains the oath or affirmation taken by the Vice President before entering office. The Vice President must take the oath before starting official duties. The oath is administered by the President of India. The Vice President promises to bear true faith to the Constitution, faithfully discharge duties. The oath shows commitment to the Constitution and the nation. Faith in Constitution India.
Article 70, Who acts when President can't? India. Article 70 allows Parliament to decide who will perform the President's duties in special situations. When there is a vacancy, or the President is unable to discharge duties due to illness or other reasons. Parliament can make laws to ensure smooth functioning of the executive. Prevents constitutional deadlock during unexpected situations. Ensures no interruption in presidential functions. Constitution never stops India. Article 71, Election disputes of President and Vice President India. Article 71 deals with questions and disputes related to the election of the President and Vice President. All disputes are decided by the Supreme Court of India. The decision of the Supreme Court is final and binding. Even if the election is challenged, the office does not remain vacant. Ensures fairness and transparency in top constitutional elections. Supreme Court equals final authority India.
Article 72, Mercy Power of the President India. Article 72 gives the President of India the power to grant pardons. The President can pardon, reprieve, respite, remit punishment, suspend sentence. This power applies to court-martial cases, cases involving death sentence, cases under union law. Allows correction of judicial errors and shows humanitarian justice. The President acts on the advice of the Council of Ministers. Justice with Humanity India.
Article 73. Executive power of the Union India. Article 73 defines the scope of executive power of the Union government. The Union's executive power extends to matters on which Parliament can make laws. Includes treaties, agreements, and foreign relations. This power cannot override the executive power of states and state subjects. Maintains a federal balance between center and states. Power with balance India.
Article 74. Who really advises the President? India. Article 74 states that the President acts on the advice of the Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister and Council of Ministers hold real executive authority. After reconsideration, the advice given to the President is binding. Courts cannot question what advice was given to the President. Confirms India's system of responsible government. Advice equals action India. Article 75. How PM and ministers are appointed India. Article 75 explains how the Prime Minister and other ministers are appointed. The Prime Minister is appointed by the President. Other ministers are appointed by the President on the advice of the PM. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. Ministers take an oath and receive salary as decided by Parliament. Power comes with responsibility India.
Article 76. Attorney General of India India. Article 76 provides for the Attorney General of India, the highest legal officer of the Union government. The Attorney General is appointed by the President. Must be qualified to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court. Gives legal advice to the government. Represents the government in courts. Can speak in Parliament but cannot vote. Law guides governance India.
Article 77 Conduct of Business of Government of India. Article 77 explains how the business of the Union government is conducted. All executive actions are taken in the name of the President. The President makes rules for transaction of government business. Orders are authenticated by authorized ministers or officials. Ensures clarity, legality, and responsibility in governance. Order in Governance India.
Article 78 Duties of the Prime Minister. Article 78 defines the duties and responsibilities of the Prime Minister. The PM must keep the President informed of all decisions and policies of the government. The PM oversees the work of all other ministers and ensures smooth governance. Ensures that the Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. All government actions are consistent with the Constitution and law. Leadership with responsibility India.
Article 79. Structure of Indian Parliament India. Article 79 defines the composition of the Parliament of India. Parliament consists of Rajya Sabha, Council of States, Lok Sabha, House of People, and the President of India. Empowers Parliament to make laws for the country. President is an integral part of Parliament for legislative purposes. Ensures representation of both people, Lok Sabha, and states, Rajya Sabha. Parliament, Voice of People and States India. Article 80. Rajya Sabha composition explained India. Article 80. Rajya Sabha composition explained India. Members are elected by the elected members of state legislative assemblies. Some members are nominated by the President. The maximum strength of Rajya Sabha is 250 members. 12 members are nominated for their expertise in literature, science, art, or social service. Represents states and union territories at the national level. Ensures the interests of states are protected in lawmaking. Rajya Sabha, Voice of States India.
Article 81, Composition of Lok Sabha explained India. Did you know how many members can sit in the Lok Sabha? Let's understand Article 81 of the Indian Constitution India. Did you know how many members can sit in the Lok Sabha? Let's understand Article 81 of the Indian Constitution India. The maximum strength of Lok Sabha is 552 members. Members are directly elected by the people from states and union territories. Article 81 strengthens democracy by giving power directly to citizens India. Lok Sabha equals Voice of the People India.
Article 82. Why seats change after census? India. Article 82. Why seats change after census? India. Article 82 deals with readjustment of Lok Sabha seats after every national census. Based on population changes, Parliament can change. Checkmark number of seats. Checkmark boundaries of constituencies. Currently, seat numbers are frozen till 2026 to maintain population balance among states. This ensures fair representation and equality in democracy. Fair seats, fair democracy India.
Article 83, Term of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha India. How long do Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha last? The answer is in Article 83 India. Article 83 explains the duration of both houses of parliament. Checkmark Lok Sabha has a 5-year term. Checkmark Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. Checkmark 1/3 members retire every 2 years. During a national emergency, Lok Sabha's term can be extended by 1 year. This article ensures continuity and stability in Indian democracy. Strong Parliament, strong democracy India.
Article 84. Who can become an MP? India. Who is eligible to become a member of Parliament? The answer is in Article 84 India. Article 84 explains the qualifications required to become a member of Parliament. To become an MP, checkmark must be a citizen of India. Checkmark must take an oath. Checkmark age: 25 years for Lok Sabha. Checkmark age: 30 years for Rajya Sabha. Must also meet conditions set by Parliament by law. Must also meet conditions set by Parliament by law. Eligibility builds democracy India.
Article 85, Sessions of Parliament explained India. Article 85 gives the President the power to summon, prorogue, and dissolve Parliament. Checkmark summon Parliament sessions. Checkmark prorogue a session. Checkmark dissolve the Lok Sabha. There must not be a gap of more than 6 months between 2 Parliament sessions. This ensures Parliament meets regularly and democracy stays active. Parliament must meet India.
Article 86. President's right to address Parliament India. Why does the President address Parliament? Article 86 gives the President of India the right to address either House of Parliament. The President can checkmark address Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, checkmark address a joint sitting, checkmark send messages to Parliament. The President addresses Parliament at the start of the first session every year. This strengthens coordination between executive and legislature. Voice of the Nation India.
Article 87, President's Special Address India. Why does the President give a special speech to Parliament? The answer is Article 87 India. Article 87 deals with the special address by the President to both Houses of Parliament. The President addresses Parliament, checkmark after each general election, checkmark at the start of the first session every year. The address outlines the policies and programs of the Union government. This address sets the direction of governance for the year. Setting the nation's agenda, India.
Article 88. Who can speak in Parliament? India. Can a minister speak in Parliament without being a member? Yes. Let's understand Article 88 India. Article 88 explains the rights of ministers and the Attorney General in Parliament. Ministers and the Attorney General, checkmark, can speak in either house. Checkmark can take part in discussions. Checkmark can sit in joint sittings. They cannot vote unless they are a member of that house. This ensures expert advice and accountability in Parliament. Participation without vote, India.
Article 89, Chairman of Rajya Sabha explained, India. Who presides over Rajya Sabha? The answer is in Article 89 India. Article 89 deals with the Chairman and Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. The Vice President of India is the ex officio Chairman of Rajya Sabha. The Deputy Chairman is elected by Rajya Sabha members from among themselves. This ensures smooth functioning and discipline in Rajya Sabha. Order in Rajya Sabha, India.
Article 90. Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, India. How can the Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha leave office? Let's understand Article 90 India. Article 90 explains how the Deputy Chairman vacates office. The Deputy Chairman can leave office by checkmark resignation to the Chairman, checkmark removal by resolution of Rajya Sabha, checkmark ceasing to be a Rajya Sabha member. Before removal, a 14-day notice is required. This ensures stability and fairness in parliamentary proceedings. Rules protect democracy, India.
Article 91, Who runs Rajya Sabha in absence? India. What happens if the Chairman of Rajya Sabha is absent? Here's Article 91 India. Article 91 explains who performs the duties of the Chairman when the post is vacant or Chairman is absent. The Deputy Chairman performs the duties. If both are absent, a member appointed by the President performs the duties. The person acting has all powers of the Chairman. This ensures continuity and smooth functioning. No pause in Parliament, India.
Article 92. Chairman can't preside during removal, India. Can the Chairman preside over his own removal? Article 92 answers this, India. Article 92 ensures fairness when a resolution for removal of the Chairman or Deputy Chairman is discussed. When a removal resolution is under consideration, checkmark the Chairman cannot preside. Checkmark the Deputy Chairman or another member presides. The Chairman may speak, but cannot vote on the resolution. This prevents conflict of interest and protects parliamentary integrity. Fairness first, India.
Article 93, Speaker of Lok Sabha explained, India. Who controls debates in Lok Sabha? The answer is Article 93 India. Article 93 deals with the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha. The Speaker and Deputy Speaker are elected by Lok Sabha members from among themselves. They maintain order, discipline, and conduct proceedings of Lok Sabha. The Speaker is the guardian of parliamentary democracy. Speaker safeguards democracy, India.
Article 94. How Speaker vacates office, India. How can the Speaker of Lok Sabha leave office? Let's understand Article 94 India. Article 94 explains how the Speaker and Deputy Speaker vacate office. The Speaker or Deputy Speaker can leave office by checkmark resignation, checkmark removal by Lok Sabha resolution, checkmark ceasing to be a Lok Sabha member. A 14-day notice is required before removal. This ensures stability and fairness in Lok Sabha leadership. Fair rules, strong Parliament, India. Article 95. Who runs Lok Sabha in absence? India. What happens if the Speaker of Lok Sabha is absent? Here's Article 95 India. What happens if the Speaker of Lok Sabha is absent? Here's Article 95 India. The Deputy Speaker performs the duties. If both are absent, a member appointed by the President performs the duties. The person acting has all powers of the Speaker. This ensures continuity and smooth functioning of Lok Sabha. This ensures continuity and smooth functioning of Lok Sabha.
Article 96. Speaker can't preside during removal. India. Can the Speaker judge his own removal? Article 96 answers this. India. Article 96 ensures fairness when a resolution to remove the Speaker or Deputy Speaker is discussed. When a removal resolution is under consideration, checkmark the Speaker cannot preside. Checkmark the Deputy Speaker or another member presides. The Speaker may speak, but cannot vote on the resolution. This avoids conflict of interest and protects parliamentary democracy. Fairness above all. India. Follow
Article 97. Salary of Speaker and Chairman. India. Who decides the salary of the Speaker and Chairman? Let's understand Article 97 India. Article 97 deals with the salaries and allowances of presiding officers of Parliament. This includes checkmark Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, checkmark Chairman and Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Their salaries and allowances are decided by Parliament by law and charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. This ensures financial independence of presiding officers. Independence through dignity. India. Article 98. Parliament Secretariat explained. India. Who manages Parliament's daily work? The answer is Article 98 India. Article 98 deals with the Secretariat of Parliament. The Secretariat. Checkmark assists the Speaker and Chairman. Checkmark manages parliamentary procedures. Checkmark supports MPs during sessions. Each house has its own secretarial staff, controlled by the presiding officer. Each house has its own secretarial staff, controlled by the presiding officer. Behind the scenes of democracy. India.
Article 99. Oath before taking seat. India. Can an MP take part without oath? Article 99 answers this. India. Article 99 requires members of Parliament to take an oath or affirmation before sitting or voting. The oath is taken before checkmark President for MPs, checkmark authorized person by the President. The oath ensures loyalty to the Constitution and integrity in Parliament. No oath equals no participation in proceedings. Oath to the Constitution. India.
Article 100. How Parliament takes decisions. India. How are laws passed in Parliament? Article 100 explains this. India. Article 100 deals with voting procedures and quorum in Parliament. Checkmark decisions by majority of members present and voting. Checkmark vacancies do not stop Parliament work. Checkmark quorum equals 1/10 of total members. The presiding officer votes only in case of a tie. This ensures smooth and democratic decision-making. Majority decides. India.
Article 101. When does an MP lose the seat? India. Can an MP lose their seat automatically? Yes. Article 101 explains how. India. Article 101 deals with vacation of seats in Parliament. A seat becomes vacant if checkmark MP resigns. Checkmark MP is disqualified. Checkmark MP is absent for 60 days without permission. Checkmark MP holds office of profit. No person can be a member of both houses or Parliament and state legislature at the same time. This keeps Parliament active, fair, and accountable. Responsibility comes first. India.
Article 102. When an MP gets disqualified. India. When can an MP lose membership? Article 102 explains. India. Article 102 lists the grounds for disqualification of members of Parliament. An MP is disqualified if checkmark holds office of profit, checkmark is of unsound mind, checkmark is insolvent, checkmark is disqualified by any law made by Parliament. Disqualification under the 10th schedule is also included. This protects the integrity of Parliament. Integrity in democracy. India.
Article 103. Who decides MP disqualification? India. Who decides if an MP is disqualified? Article 103 has the answer. India. Article 103 explains who decides disputes regarding disqualification of members of Parliament. If a question arises, checkmark the President decides. Checkmark after consulting the Election Commission of India. The President's decision is final and binding. This ensures impartial and fair decisions in Parliament. Decision with neutrality. India.
Article 104. No oath, no seat. India. Can an MP sit in Parliament without oath? Article 104 says no. India. Article 104 deals with penalty for sitting or voting without taking the required oath. If a person sits or votes without oath, checkmark a fine of 500 rupees per day. Checkmark imposed for each day of violation. The oath ensures loyalty to the Constitution and respect for democratic values. No oath means no legal participation. Respect the Constitution. India.
Article 105. Special powers of MPs. India. Can MPs speak freely in Parliament? Yes, thanks to Article 105. India. Article 105 explains the powers, privileges, and immunities of Parliament and its members. MPs enjoy checkmark freedom of speech in Parliament, checkmark no legal action for anything said in House, checkmark protection for votes and speeches. No person is liable for publishing Parliament proceedings. These privileges ensure fearless lawmaking. Freedom to speak. India.
Article 106. Salary of MPs explained. India. Who decides the salary of MPs? Article 106 has the answer. India. Article 106 deals with the salaries and allowances of members of Parliament. MP salaries are checkmark decided by Parliament by law, checkmark paid from the Consolidated Fund of India. The oath ensures loyalty to the Constitution and respect for democratic values. Fair pay supports effective representation. Pay with responsibility. India.
Article 107. How a bill becomes a law. India. Ever wondered how a bill becomes law? Article 107 explains it. India. Article 107 lays down the procedure for introducing and passing bills in Parliament.
Article 108. Joint sitting explained. India. What if Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha disagree? Article 108 solves it. India. Article 108 allows a joint sitting of Parliament to resolve deadlocks. A joint sitting is called if checkmark one house rejects a bill, checkmark houses disagree for 6 months, checkmark one house takes no action. The Speaker of Lok Sabha presides over the joint sitting. This ensures lawmaking does not stop. Deadlock resolved. India.
Article 109. Money bills explained. India. Why can't Rajya Sabha stop a money bill? Article 109 explains. India. Article 109 explains the special procedure for passing money bills. A money bill can be introduced only in Lok Sabha with President's recommendation. Rajya Sabha, checkmark can only recommend changes. Checkmark must return bill within 14 days. Lok Sabha may accept or reject. Rajya Sabha recommendations. From Bill to Law India. Article 110. What is a money bill? India. What exactly is a money bill? Article 110 explains India. Article 110 defines what qualifies as a money bill in Parliament. A bill is a money bill if it deals with checkmark taxes, checkmark government borrowing, checkmark Consolidated Fund of India, checkmark appropriation of money. The Speaker of Lok Sabha certifies whether a bill is a money bill. This classification decides the legislative route. Know Your Money Laws India.
Article 111. President's approval on bills India. Does a bill become law immediately after Parliament passes it? Article 111 explains India. Article 111 explains the President's role after a bill is passed by Parliament. The President may checkmark give assent, right pointing arrow, bill becomes law. Checkmark withhold assent. Checkmark return the bill, except money bills, for reconsideration. If Parliament passes it again, the President must give assent. This acts as a constitutional check. Final step to law India.
Article 112. Union Budget explained India. Where does the Union Budget come from? Article 112 explains India. Article 112 deals with the annual financial statement, commonly known as the Union Budget. It shows checkmark estimated government income, checkmark estimated government expenditure, checkmark for the coming financial year. The Finance Minister presents the budget before Parliament. The budget reflects government priorities. Budget shapes the nation India.
Article 113. Budget discussion in Parliament India. How does Parliament approve government spending? Article 113 explains India. Article 113 explains the procedure for discussing and approving budget estimates in Parliament. Parliament votes on checkmark demands for grants, checkmark proposed government expenditures. Only Lok Sabha has the power to vote on demands for grants. This ensures financial control of Parliament over the government. Public money, public control India.
Article 114. Government spending approval India. Can the government spend without approval? Article 114 says no India. Article 114 deals with appropriation bills, which authorize government spending. No money can be withdrawn from the Consolidated Fund of India without Parliament's approval. Once demands for grants are approved, the appropriation bill is passed. This ensures financial discipline and accountability. No approval, no spending India.
Article 115. Extra government spending India. What if the budget money is not enough? Article 115 explains India. Article 115 deals with supplementary, additional, and excess grants. Checkmark supplementary grant. Extra funds during the year. Checkmark additional grant. New expenditure not in budget. Checkmark excess grant. Spending more than approved. All these grants require Parliament approval. This ensures control over extra spending. Extra spend, extra approval India.
Article 116. Emergency government funds India. How does the government spend before budget approval? Article 116 explains India. Article 116 allows temporary financial arrangements before the full budget is passed. Checkmark vote on account, temporary spending permission. Checkmark vote of credit, for unexpected emergencies. Checkmark exceptional grant, special purpose expenditure. Only Lok Sabha can approve these grants. This ensures government continuity. Funds before full budget India.
Article 117. Financial bills explained India. Are all money-related bills the same? Article 117 explains India. Article 117 deals with financial bills and their special procedure. Checkmark Financial Bill Category I includes money bill elements. Checkmark Financial Bill Category II involves expenditure from consolidated fund. Such bills require President's recommendation before introduction. This ensures financial control and balance. Know your financial laws, India.
Article 118. How Parliament works India. Who decides the rules inside Parliament? Article 118 explains India. Article 118 empowers each House of Parliament to make its own rules of procedure. Checkmark Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha frame their rules. Checkmark rules cover debates, voting, committees. Checkmark presiding officers enforce these rules. For joint sitting, rules are made by the President. This ensures order and discipline in Parliament. Rules keep democracy strong India.
Article 119. Parliament's rule-making power India. Can Parliament change its own working rules? Article 119 explains India. Article 119 allows Parliament to regulate its procedure by law when needed. Checkmark Parliament can pass a law on procedures. Checkmark such law overrides House-made rules. Checkmark used in special or exceptional cases. This provides flexibility and uniformity in parliamentary functioning. It strengthens constitutional control. Law guides procedure India.
Article 120. Language of Parliament India. Which language is used inside Parliament? Article 120 explains India. Article 120 specifies the languages used in Parliament. Checkmark Hindi and English are allowed. Checkmark members may use their mother tongue with Speaker's permission. English was allowed for a fixed period after Constitution came into force. This promotes inclusiveness and clarity. Unity in diversity India.
Article 121. What Parliament cannot discuss India. Can MPs discuss judges in Parliament? Article 121 says no India. Article 121 places restrictions on parliamentary discussions. Parliament cannot discuss the conduct of judges of Supreme Court or High Courts. Exception only during impeachment proceedings. This protects judicial independence. Respect all pillars in Article 122. Parliament above court review? India. Can courts question Parliament's internal work? Article 122 explains India. Article 122 protects parliamentary proceedings from court inquiry. Courts cannot question. Checkmark validity of proceedings. Checkmark irregularities in procedure. Courts can intervene in case of unconstitutionality or illegality. This ensures separation of powers. Each organ has its role India.
Article 123. Law without Parliament? India. Can a law be made without Parliament sitting? Yes. Article 123 India. Article 123 gives the President power to issue ordinances when Parliament is not in session. Checkmark Parliament not in session. Checkmark immediate action required. Checkmark issued on Council of Ministers' advice. An ordinance has the same force as law but lasts only 6 weeks after Parliament meets. This ensures emergency law making, not misuse. Emergency law power India.
Article 124. Supreme Court of India India. Who is the guardian of the Constitution? Article 124 explains India. Article 124 provides for the establishment and constitution of the Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court consists of checkmark Chief Justice of India, checkmark other judges as decided by Parliament. Judges are appointed by the President after consultation. It protects the Constitution and citizens' rights. Justice at the top India.
Article 125, Supreme Court Judges Salary India. Who decides the salary of Supreme Court judges? Article 125 explains India. Article 125 deals with the salaries, allowances, and privileges of Supreme Court judges. The Parliament decides salaries through law. Once fixed, a judge's salary cannot be reduced during their term. This ensures judicial independence and fairness. Independent judges, strong democracy India.
Article 126, Acting Chief Justice explained India. What happens if the Chief Justice is absent? Article 126 explains India. Article 126 allows the President to appoint an Acting Chief Justice of India. An Acting Chief Justice is appointed when checkmark office of CJI is vacant. Checkmark CJI is unable to perform duties. Only a senior Supreme Court judge can be appointed. This ensures continuity of judicial leadership. Justice never pauses India.
Article 127, Ad hoc judges in Supreme Court India. What if Supreme Court lacks enough judges? Article 127 explains India. Article 127 allows the appointment of ad hoc judges to the Supreme Court. Ad hoc judges are appointed when checkmark regular judges are insufficient. Checkmark President approves. Checkmark CJI requests. Only High Court judges with prior consent can be appointed. This ensures speedy justice delivery. Justice without delay India.
Article 128, Retired Judges in Supreme Court India. Can retired judges work again in Supreme Court? Article 128 explains India. Article 128 allows retired Supreme Court judges to sit and act as judges. A retired judge can act when checkmark Chief Justice requests. Checkmark President gives approval. Checkmark Judge gives consent. They enjoy all powers of a Supreme Court judge during this period. This helps manage workload and case backlog. Justice never pauses India.
Article 129, Supreme Court Special Power India. What makes Supreme Court judgments permanent? Article 129 explains India. Article 129 declares the Supreme Court as a court of record. It means, checkmark judgments are permanently recorded. Checkmark records are legal evidence. Checkmark power to punish for contempt of court. No court can question Supreme Court records. This upholds judicial authority and dignity. Judgments that last forever India.
Article 130. Where is the Supreme Court? India. Where does the Supreme Court sit? Article 130 explains India. Article 130 fixes the seat of the Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court is located in New Delhi. The Chief Justice can decide other places with President's approval. This ensures access to justice. Justice never pauses India.
Article 131, Supreme Court's original power India. Which cases go directly to Supreme Court? Article 131 explains India. Article 131 defines the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court hears disputes between center and states, two or more states, center and states together. The dispute must involve a question of law or fact. This ensures federal balance. Guardian of Federal Balance India. Article 132, Supreme Court appeals India. Can High Court cases reach Supreme Court? Article 132 explains India. Article 132 gives the Supreme Court appellate jurisdiction in constitutional matters. Appeal is allowed when case involves substantial constitutional question. High Court certifies it. This applies to both civil and criminal cases. This ensures uniform interpretation of the Constitution. One Constitution, one interpretation India.
Article 133, Civil Case Appeals India. Can civil disputes reach the Supreme Court? Article 133 explains India. Article 133 deals with appeals in civil cases to the Supreme Court. Appeal is allowed when High Court certifies the case. Substantial question of law involved. Fit for Supreme Court decision. This applies to civil disputes only. This ensures justice in complex civil cases. Justice beyond High Courts India.
Article 134, Criminal Appeals to Supreme Court India. Can criminal cases go to the Supreme Court? Article 134 explains India. Article 134 gives the Supreme Court appellate jurisdiction in criminal cases. Appeal lies when High Court reverses acquittal to conviction. High Court awards death sentence. High Court certifies the case. Parliament can expand this jurisdiction by law. This ensures fairness in criminal justice. Justice at the highest level India.
Article 135, Extra Powers of Supreme Court India. What happened to federal court cases after independence? Article 135 explains India. Article 135 transferred the jurisdiction of the federal court to the Supreme Court of India. Supreme Court now hears matters pending before federal court cases under pre-constitution laws. It ensured smooth judicial transition after independence. Today, it stands as a historical continuity provision. From Federal Court to Supreme Court India.
Article 136, Supreme Court Special Power India. Can Supreme Court hear any case? Article 136 explains India. Article 136 gives the Supreme Court special discretionary power to hear appeals. SLP can be filed against any judgment. Any court or tribunal. Except military courts. This power is extraordinary and discretionary. It ensures complete justice. Justice has a special door India.
Article 137. Can Supreme Court review its own judgment? India. Can Supreme Court correct its own mistakes? Article 137 explains India. Article 137 empowers the Supreme Court to review its own judgments or orders. Review is allowed under specific rules. Based on error or injustice. Not a rehearing of the case. This power is used sparingly. It ensures justice and fairness. Justice can be revisited India.
Article 138, Expanding Supreme Court Powers India. Can Supreme Court get more powers? Article 138 explains India. Article 138 allows the expansion of Supreme Court's jurisdiction. Parliament can add jurisdiction by law. Centre and states can agree to confer power. Such expansion must follow constitutional provisions. This helps adapt justice to changing needs. Justice evolves India.
Article 139. Extra powers to Supreme Court India. Who gives extra powers to the Supreme Court? Article 139 explains India. Article 139 empowers Parliament to give additional powers to the Supreme Court. Parliament may authorize Supreme Court to issue checkmark writs, checkmark directions, checkmark orders. These powers help enforce fundamental rights. This strengthens judicial protection. More power, more protection India.
Article 140, Extra support powers of Supreme Court India. Who supports the Supreme Court's functioning? Article 140 explains India. Article 140 allows Parliament to give ancillary powers to the Supreme Court. Checkmark administrative powers. Checkmark procedural support. Checkmark smooth court functioning. These powers help the Supreme Court work efficiently and independently. It strengthens judicial effectiveness. Strong support, strong justice India.
Article 141. Supreme Court law is final India. Are Supreme Court judgments binding? Article 141 explains India. Article 141 states that law declared by the Supreme Court is binding on all courts in India. Checkmark high courts, checkmark lower courts, checkmark tribunals. This applies only to the law declared, not casual observations. It ensures uniform justice across India. One judgment, one law India.
Article 142, Supreme Court's most powerful tool India. Can Supreme Court go beyond law for justice? Article 142 explains India. Article 142 empowers the Supreme Court to pass any order to do complete justice. Checkmark applies to any case. Checkmark orders are binding. Checkmark overrides procedural limitations. Used in checkmark environmental cases. Checkmark social justice matters. Checkmark historic verdicts. It ensures justice over technicalities. Justice beyond limits India.
Article 143. Supreme Court as legal advisor India. Can the President seek legal advice? Article 143 explains India. Article 143 allows the President of India to seek the Supreme Court's opinion. Advice can be sought on checkmark questions of law, checkmark questions of fact, checkmark matters of public importance. The opinion is not binding, but highly respected. It helps in constitutional clarity. Guiding the nation with law India.
Article 144, Who must obey Supreme Court? India. Who enforces Supreme Court orders? Article 144 explains India. Article 144 mandates that all civil and judicial authorities must act in aid of the Supreme Court. Checkmark state authorities. Checkmark police, checkmark courts and tribunals. Checkmark administrative bodies. They must assist and implement Supreme Court decisions. It ensures effective enforcement of justice. Court orders must work India.
Article 145. How Supreme Court works India. Who decides Supreme Court procedures? Article 145 explains India. Article 145 empowers the Supreme Court to make its own rules and procedures. Checkmark case hearings. Checkmark bench strength. Checkmark judgments and orders. Checkmark court practices. Rules are made with President's approval. It ensures judicial independence. Justice with discipline India.
Article 146. Who runs the Supreme Court? India. Who manages Supreme Court daily work? Article 146 explains India. Article 146 deals with appointment and service conditions of Supreme Court staff. Checkmark Chief Justice appoints officers and staff. Checkmark salaries charged on Consolidated Fund of India. This ensures independence from executive control. It supports smooth court functioning. Behind every judgment, India.
Article 147. What is considered law in the Constitution? India. When Constitution says law, what does it mean? Article 147 explains India. Article 147 defines what is included in the term law for constitutional interpretation. Checkmark acts passed by Parliament. Checkmark acts passed by state legislatures. Checkmark ordinances. Checkmark rules, regulations, customs with legal force. This helps courts clearly interpret constitutional provisions. It ensures legal clarity and consistency. Understanding the Constitution clearly. India.
Article 148, India's financial watchdog. India. Who checks how the government spends money? Article 148 explains India. Article 148 provides for the office of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, CAG. Checkmark appointed by the President. Checkmark independent constitutional authority. Checkmark removed like a Supreme Court judge. The CAG audits. Checkmark central government. Checkmark state governments. Checkmark public funds. It ensures financial accountability and transparency. Watching the nation's money. India.
Article 149. What does CAG do? India. What are the powers of India's auditor? Article 149 explains India. Article 149 defines the duties and powers of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Checkmark audit of union and state accounts. Checkmark audit of public authorities. Checkmark ensures lawful use of public funds. Parliament prescribes CAG powers by law. It strengthens financial discipline. Every rupee matters. India.
Article 150, how government accounts are kept. India. Who decides the format of government accounts? Article 150 explains India. Article 150 deals with the form of accounts of the Union and the states. Checkmark President prescribes the format. Checkmark based on advice of the CAG. Uniform format ensures. Checkmark transparency. Checkmark easy audit. Checkmark financial clarity. It helps in effective financial control. Clear accounts, clean governance. India.
Article 151. Where do audit reports go? India. Who examines government audit reports? Article 151 explains India. Article 151 deals with submission of audit reports by the Comptroller and Auditor General. Checkmark CAG submits reports to the President. Checkmark for states. Reports go to governors. Checkmark placed before Parliament, state legislature. These reports ensure checkmark transparency, checkmark accountability, checkmark parliamentary control. It keeps government spending under check. Audit brings accountability. India.